So let's just get right to it. AI has completely changed the game for how your content gets seen. The old rules, they're basically gone. In this explainer, we're going to tear down the new playbook for winning in this new world, and it's all based on what our source material tells us.
Yeah, I know. It sounds a little dramatic, right? But honestly, this statement just hits the nail on the head. It's not that getting discovered is gone, not at all. It's that the rulebook has been thrown out the window. The old way of doing SEO is dead. And in its place is something totally new, built from the ground up for AI.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to talk about the big shift away from keywords. Then we'll get super practical about how you need to structure your content. After that, we'll get into building authority that AI can't ignore. And finally, we'll map out a path for you to actually get this done.
All right, so let's dive into the core problem here. All those old SEO rules we spent years learning, they just don't cut it anymore in a world run by conversational AI. The entire game has moved from chasing keywords to answering questions.
This really puts it in perspective. You know, traditional SEO was kind of like a machine. You'd feed it keywords, you'd check a bunch of technical boxes and hope for the best. But AI optimization, that's a whole different animal. AI models think on a higher level. They're not just matching words, they're trying to understand what you mean. They're looking for real answers, not just a bunch of keywords stuffed into a page.
So that's the big question, isn't it? If the old game is over, what are the new rules? Where should we be putting all our effort?
And here's the big reveal. The goal isn't just to be number one on a results page anymore. The real goal is to be recognized by AI as the go-to trusted source that just plain answers the question better than anyone else. It's a shift from just trying to be discoverable to being absolutely undeniable.
Okay, so we get the what, but the how, that's where the rubber meets the road, right? How do we actually write our stuff so that these AI models can easily read it, trust it, and most importantly, recommend it to people?
It all starts with your headline, and there's this really cool method called the stick formula. Basically, you say something bold, something that makes people go, no way. But, and this is key, it has to be provable. This creates what's called an information gap. It makes people curious, and it just so happens that's the exact kind of pattern AI models are trained to look for, because it signals valuable, satisfying content.
Now, once you've hooked them with that headline, you gotta deliver. And you gotta do it fast. The source material is super specific here. Give a direct, solid answer, somewhere between 40 and 60 words right after you pose the question. You're not making the AI dig for the answer. You're handing it over on a silver platter.
So why is this Q&A format so powerful? Well, for one, it's exactly how people talk to AI. They ask questions. Two, it creates these super clean, easy-to-read patterns for the AI to grab info from. And get this, the data is crystal clear on this one. Content that's structured this way is 37% more likely to end up in an AI recommendation. I mean, come on, that's a huge edge.
All right, so your content structure is perfect. Awesome. But, and this is a big but, that's only half the equation. Now we have to talk about authority. How do you actually prove to an AI that you know what you're talking about, that you're a real expert? This is about building signals that are just unmistakable. And these are the heavy hitters. We're talking about the things that are no longer just nice to have. These are table stakes now. Things like schema markup, which is basically a special language that helps AI understand your content better. And then you've got the big social proof signals, like Google Knowledge Panels, getting mentioned in the media, and of course, third-party reviews. These are absolutely essential. Okay, this next one is non-negotiable. Seriously, you have to claim your Google Knowledge Panel. You know that little info box that shows up on the side of the search results? That's it. Claiming it is how you officially raise your hand and tell Google, and every AI that learns from it, yep, that's me, I'm the official source. It's fundamental to your digital identity.
And this is a really important point. Look, those glowing testimonials you have on your website, they're great for convincing humans who are already there. But for building authority with an AI, they don't carry much weight. Why? Because an AI knows the difference between you saying you're great and other people saying you're great. It's looking for that independent, verified proof from places like Google, Clutch, or G2.
Okay, let's bring this all home. This last part is all about action. We've talked about the what and the why. Now, let's figure out how you can actually do this with the resources, the time, and the money that you have right now. So our source material gives us 3 pretty clear paths you can take. You've got the bootstrap path, that's when you have more time than money. Then there's the growth path, a kind of middle ground where you're putting in more cash to speed things up. And finally, the enterprise path, which is when speed is everything and you've got the budget to make it happen. You can see the trade-off, right? The more money you put in,
the less time it takes and the faster you see results.
And this is where things get really interesting. Take a look at the projected return on investment after just 1 year. The results aren't just a little better as you spend more, they're exponentially better. Investing more upfront doesn't just get you there faster, it leads to way, way higher returns. And there's a really powerful reason for that.
And the reason for that crazy ROI curve, it comes down to one powerful idea: compound authority. Think of it like a snowball rolling downhill. That first article you write, or that first media mention you get, makes it easier to get the next one, and the next one. Each piece of authority you build doesn't just add to what you have, it multiplies it.
But I want to leave you with what might be the most important takeaway of all. It's not so much about which path you choose. It's about choosing one and actually sticking with it. A bootstrap strategy that you do week in and week out will absolutely crush a growth strategy that you start and stop all the time. Consistency, not your budget, is the real king here.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. When you look at your content, is it built for some short-term algorithm trick that's popular today, or are you building for tomorrow's authority, the kind of lasting, undeniable expertise that will keep winning for years to come? In this age of AI, that choice makes all the difference.